Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Whew. So ends another weekend with no football. But that brings us that much closer to the season kicking off. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. I watched Tiger Woods today do something that they said he had no chance of doing, and that is winning the Masters again. And that gives me hope for our Cowboys. And it makes me realize how much people absolutely positively hate the Dallas Cowboys and how big it truly would be. I think the Dallas Cowboys have done everything in their power to get themselves in a position and have an opportunity to win. But it's football, it's one of those things that are crazy. And so I'm actually out here a little bit early tonight. Supposed to get some rain here in a little bit. In fact, I was coming back over from our friend's house where I built the kitchen. And it was pouring on the way over, so I thought I'd get out here early to do this little fireside chat. That and Game of Thrones comes on at 9 o'clock, so definitely can't wait to see that one. See a little blood and guts and see, now that winter is over for us, to see what happens at winter on Game of Thrones. But there's some rumors because, tomorrow is the date that Russell Wilson said that he wanted to have a new deal done by. And Russell Wilson's deal, I pretty much have said, is going to be the barometer for what happens with Dak Prescott. I don't think he's going to get as much money as Russell Wilson. But when you look at what Dak Prescott did, I know there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of misinformation on Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has been responsible for 33 wins in 3 years. Hasn't missed a game due to injury. Has 3 times the amount of touchdowns to interceptions. 16 rushing touchdowns in his career. In fact, has more touchdowns than Jared Goff or Carson Wentz, and more victories than either of those guys. But Russell Wilson does have that ring, and Russell Wilson is now on a different level. But here's the interesting thing about Russell Wilson. If you take Russell Wilson's first 3 years and Dak Prescott, believe it or not, Dak Prescott has better numbers. So take that and put it in your pipe and smoke it. But Seattle believes that Russell Wilson is tired of playing in Seattle. It makes you wonder, what the hell is going on in Seattle? Seattle had a Super Bowl team just a few years ago. And it seems like they pissed off everybody who was an important cog on that, and they've gone packing, everybody but Pete Carroll. I still don't understand Chris Richard being let go. I'm sorry, that guy's coaching resume is incredible. But you look at all of the players from Marshawn Lynch, from that Super Bowl, losing that Super Bowl was the death knell of that team. Now, rumors are that Russell Wilson doesn't want to play there, that he'd actually like to go to New York. And I'm going to ask you, Cowboy fans, would that scare you, having Russell Wilson play for the Giants? Eli Manning is a shell of himself. Not that I'm saying Eli Manning was ever an elite quarterback. Eli Manning benefited from having a great defense, especially a great pass rush. He ended up playing well in 2 playoff runs, but other than that, Eli Manning has just been average to even, dare I say, even below average. But you put a Russell Wilson in with the New York Giants, that's a game changer. Eli Manning has gotten to the point where when he feels pressure, he's just going down. Russell Wilson buys time. And if they put Russell Wilson with Barkley, the thing about that is Russell Wilson is used to playing with bad offensive lines, so he fit right in with the Giants. And you look at his best years, he had beast mode, who was beasting out there. So you got Barkley. You talk about a fast turnaround. I dare say, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, that would put a little fear in me. That would be the Giants making a very, very fast turnaround. So you have to ask yourself, though, Russell Wilson's been with Seattle his whole career. He's been a stand-up citizen. They love him in Seattle. Would he really want to go? I'm kind of mystified on that one. But then again, I guess money talks and BS walks. Wow. I'd really like to know what you guys think about that one. Is it possible that the Seattle Seahawks trade Russell Wilson for a boatload of picks, which is something that you never see happen? I mean, we saw Indianapolis let go of Peyton Manning because of an injury. And for him to go through and play in 2 Super Bowls, winning 1. But I don't know that we've seen a team trade a franchise quarterback in his prime. But then again, this is the new NFL now, where guys kind of dictate what's going on. After AB, after Le'Veon Bell, it's interesting thinking about Seattle. Seattle's problems happened from the time that Pete Carroll decided to pass in the end zone instead of running the ball in with Marshawn Lynch. That thing divided up that locker room, and that team was never, ever the same. And that's, my friends, is why I will say that I'm hopeful for our Cowboys. When you look at the 2017 season, when Zeke Elliott was suspended, when Dak Prescott regressed, when players were getting hurt, when there was all these expectations of winning, and it didn't happen, that you didn't see this team fracture. And then going into losing Des Bryant, losing Jason Witten, and going into 3-5, and basically knowing that at 3-5, nobody's come back in the NFC East and won the division. You had to be looking at that and saying, well, everybody was already saying, they were already talking about Scott Linehan being fired during the bye week, and they were looking and talking about replacements for Jason Garrett. And we've seen other teams that have gone through struggles that have fed on themselves and destroyed the team. But we have never seen that happen with Dak Prescott and this group. I'm still mystified by this whole thing. Wonder how much the Giants would be willing to give up to get Russell Wilson. I gotta say, it's 3 number ones is the going rate. And we know Seattle wanted a first for Earl Thomas. Russell Wilson, they gotta be wanting 3. But then for Seattle, you're talking about a complete rebuild. I don't know, friends. Well, we'll leave this conversation for another day. I'm going to go take a shower, get my jammy jams on, get comfortable, and get ready to watch Game of Thrones. So that means it's time to turn out the lights, guys. This party is over, and I will see you guys first thing in the morning with Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys.